to receiving recommendations from you, and I sincerely give you this commitment that whatever wisdom you will throw on our side, we will readily accept it and try to implement as much of it as possible. Because normally we have this deficit that there is a talk, but we do little to implement that talk. So there is this action deficit in most of the conferences that take place. So I can assure you that whatever recommendations you will give us, we will try to implement them with full sincerity, because this is not something which we need to do because we look nice to you. But this is something we need to do because we owe it to our future generations. We have to give them this planet Earth in a shape that they can also lead a normal life, and they are entitled to same resources that our generations and we have enjoyed on the planet Earth. And if we give them polluted environment, we have been unfair not just to planet Earth but also to our future generations. So therefore it is our responsibility to preserve our natural resources and to chalk out our development agenda in a manner which fulfills the demand of sustainable development, that preserves the health of the ecosystem of this planet. Otherwise, we have disasters like we have seen in Pakistan recently. And for irresponsible development, people somewhere on this planet will pay the price for others. Like in Pakistan, poorest of the poor people have paid price for the global warming. So likewise, for water also, we need to make sure that while we fulfill our needs, we do not deplete underground water, that we make this water unavailable for future, or we pollute this water by over-exploitation so that there is more diseases or cancer or whatever when there is this toxicity in the underground water due to over-exploitation of this resource. Similarly, how not only we produce water for our use, but how we dispose that water. We are polluting our drains, we are polluting our rivers, and we have to take and accept responsibility for that. So therefore, while we discharge more water for our use, we also have a responsibility to process that water so that it is discharged in a manner after our use, that it does not destroy the soil, it does not destroy the underground water, it does not destroy the ecosystem, not destroy the habitat of our planet. So therefore, this requires a behavior change, and behavior change can only come by creating more awareness. And finally, all of this requires resources. I think one of the fundamental challenges is all the authorities and all the organizations that have been given the responsibility to deal with water also need adequate resources to either preserve or to manage this portfolio. But because we treat water as a commodity item, the tariffs are so low that these institutions are almost without budgets. So we cannot blame them because they have no revenues. And unless they are given adequate budgets, they cannot perform their job well. So I think this is again, then this becomes a political battle, that how much of water tariff can politicians afford in their societies. Now that will only happen if our public is also aware that water has to be preserved. And particularly I can say, for us it is a matter of faith. I would conclude by hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam once said to his companions that you must conserve water even if you are making wuzu or by the side of a running river. So if you have abundance of water running by your side, and if you make wuzu out of that water, you must even conserve each and every drop from that water also. So this is what we have been told and we have been guided. So we must conserve water so that we can, as I said, pass it on to our future generations in a manner that they can also live a healthy life, and they are able to, they are entitled to all the resources that we have inherited from our previous generation. So with these words, I thank you all, and I hope that your recommendations will give us practical plans, not just for our country, but for other countries also to follow. Pakistan Zindabad.